If you want to analyze the row by row or column by column in matrix, the sum function is one of the most useful tools. Whether you are working with numbers, images or sensors data, this is a very useful function. Now here in this video, we are more focused on image processing concern. So with that context, if you want to analyze the patterns, detect the objects or find brightness zone in image using any function in MATLAB, then the sum function is more powerful than any other one. And this function can be building block for many image processing operations. Let's understand that. By the name, you might be aware about the functionality of this function. Basically, the sum is a MATLAB function that adds up numbers in vectors, matrix, or multiple dimensional arrays. If you give it a vector, it simply returns the total of that vector. So here we are giving vector A and then finding sum of A. So now let's see. So this is the total 12, 6 plus 4 plus 2. So this is how sum functions. But when working with matrices, let's see how to use this sum function. Now here we are going to do the summation of M matrix. So when we do this, the result that we get 579 is basically the addition of each column. If you do not provide any specific detail, it will do the addition of each column. So 1 plus 4 5, 2 plus 5 7, 6 plus 3 9. But if you want to do addition by row, then here you need to provide it. So we'll write 2 for column and let's go for it. But let me add here, and now let's run this section. So this is our M, 1 2 3, total is 6, 4 5 6, total is 15. So when you write 2, it will do the addition by row. So here it is important to understand that the second argument tells MATLAB the direction. If you do not provide anything or you write 1, that means column wise summation. And if you provide 2 over here, that means row wise summation. Now we are going to import an image and going to observe how this sum function is useful for that purpose. So let's remove this thing. So this is the image that we have imported. So this is the image that we have imported, right? Now let's close this thing. Now in order to do this summation operation as a 2D matrix, what we are going to do, this image is basically a 3D matrix. You can see from here, right? It is 384 cross 512 cross 3. So it is 3D matrix. So in step 1, we are going to convert it in 2D matrix. So we are going to convert this RGB image into grayscale image. So we are going to use RGB to gray and then convert this image into grayscale image. A grayscale image will be a 2D matrix, and then we are going to do the summation by row of that grayscale image, and let me show you the result. So here you can see this is the row wise summation. But now the question is why this matters. So let me give you a brief idea. In object detection, line segmentation and text recognition, you can often need to find where something exists. If the row is empty, its summation is very low. And if the row has any object, the summation spikes, right? So this is the one of the simplest process in object detection. So now I'm going to show you how this is going to be useful. So here what we are doing, here we are just plotting our image and then I am showing you the plotted result of this sum, and together you can identify how the object detection is being done. Now let's run this section, but we don't want to see this, right? So I'll suppress the output, and now let's see. So here you can see at initial section the summation is very low here, right? At the end section also the summation is very low here, but in middle section the summation is high because in middle there are multiple objects. Here we have one more object over here, so we get a small spike. Here also we have a thin objects here, so we get spikes over here. This is how one can proceed for object detection in an image. This is not the only thing to detect the object, but this could be one of the part in object detection. So this is how a sum function is useful in image processing. For more interesting videos related to image processing using MATLAB or even other MATLAB tutorials, you can refer this channel. So see you into the next video.